I've decided I don't need another planner. Instead, I need something that's going to ground me and help me get through the current journey that I'm on, which is very difficult. I've never navigated such things before in my life, and it's hard. You know, I'll sit down to journal and I just don't have the words, and I end up just crying instead. So, I want to do something that's going to help ground me, and for me, that is art. And let me show you. I have a lot of things here, and so you have seen this book before. I know people are going to ask, so I'll just say really quick. This is the Blackberry Coffee House, and it will restock in about 10 to 12 weeks. That's how long it takes to get more leather. So that's the update on that. But you have seen this book before. Okay, this is my junk journal that I use a composition book for, and so it starts out looking like this, and right now it's about that thick. You can see the difference here, and I love this because it's tactile. It's, you know, it's all here. I think you've seen these pages before. I'll just show you really quick. Why not? This is probably going to be a longer video, so just be prepared for that. Maybe grab a cup of tea and join me. So, yeah, I think I did this spread with you, and I don't think you've seen anything else. Oop, we got some sticking together. And we lost our dog back on March 23rd. He was 16 years old, 16 and a half. And then I was playing with like a little pop-up element, and I just didn't know what to do with this page because it's so graphic, and these colors, they're pretty. They're from a magazine, but they're not really me. So, and the more I go on with this book, the more I discover what is me and everything. So this is a little fox that my daughter drew when we were at a restaurant. They let you color on the tablecloth, and then I just ripped it out and kept it. And then these are all magazine and stickers, and I just like the color of them. You know what? Let me put something underneath this so that you can see it better without the glare. There we go. Again, this is a magazine page, and it's all wrinkled because I used wet glue and I didn't use it properly. And then this was an envelope, and this is from the same magazine page there, and a card. And then I tried a new tea. I quite like it. I drew these flowers. Lift. There we go. And I just kind of like glued it on the back of the thing there. It's just a piece of paper. But yeah, I like to draw flowers, and you're going to see a lot more of that later. Anyway, this was around Easter time. This background is a napkin that I decoupaged onto the pages, and then it's just like junk, just random ephemera that I have. So, and then when my sister was here for like 3 weeks, I think, around 3 weeks, and we watched this together, the Forsyths, and that's another drawing that I did, and I did like marker in the background. But anyway, and I just took the magazine pages from the PBS schedule and put them in there. We liked it, but my sister and I like shows like that. So we also watched Sanditon. It was her second time, my first time watching it, and I really liked it. She really liked it. So it was a nice time to just chill out with my sister and not do anything like wild, or, you know, not have to be entertained, but just to be, you know, calm and chill, and it was just nice. All right, so this is an envelope that I glued down, and then I just glued random things on here. That's a sticker. And this is a paper bag. Here, there's another drawing. It's glued in. And then this is an envelope. There's nothing in it. And a little bit of journaling. And this is a origami little paper dress, which I thought was really cute. And then an envelope, and it has like I put gold around the edge because I just thought that would be pretty. And then this is from a calendar, and I peeled it off because it was on like thick cardstock, and I peeled it off and then glued it down, and then I can put a little quote there or something. And then these were just ideas. I think I got it from Messy May. It's on Instagram, and I'm sorry I don't remember the name of it. This is okay, so I ordered something from somebody. I don't remember. Oh, it was a supplement that my doctor wanted me to take. And this was the note that, can't even see that. Anyway, this was the note, and I like handwriting. I kind of study it, and I'm kind of into graphology. I just thought this was really interesting, the way that this person put their letters together, and so I kept it. And also, I wasn't able to read most of it because it was not legible very well, so that's okay though. It's the thought that counts, right? But anyway, I used a lot of like paper bag in here and washi tapes and just paper. All right, so this is a piece of ledger paper, and then this is just like a folded up piece of paper that's folded in a special way, and I just kept it because if I ever want to do it again, it's there. And then I made a little thing here. This is just I have a tin of these that have all these different butterflies in them, because if you don't know, I love butterflies, and I just think they're really pretty, and I kind of have them on every page. Here's one here that's I crocheted onto a paper clip. And this background here is actually from a security envelope that I got in the mail. This is a piece of old denim that's all kind of frayed and doing weird things, and I just stapled it in. And, you know, no rhyme or reason. Also, there's no journaling on these pages because I just can't journal right now. I can't make myself do it, and so I'm not going to. I'm not going to put that pressure on myself. These were just scraps that were on my work table, and so I just put them in here just kind of haphazardly. And this page is leftover scrapbook paper from projects that I was doing. And this is a paper doily that I cut into quarters and then put on the corners. And then I did glue several pages together, so that's what that is. And then this will flip out. And this was from a hairbrush that I bought, the wet brush it's called. And I just like the blue color, so I put it in here. This is a tea bag, and of course, you know, the butterflies. And I think butterflies are like flying flowers. They're beautiful. And I used a little stamp, another one of those doilies, and a book page with a stamp on it. And this is a card, a greeting card actually, that I cut down and put in there. There's the other part of it that goes right here. And yeah. And then over here is another place to journal, another butterfly. This, you know, and I try to add things to add texture and stuff. This is a piece of like canvasy stuff. I don't know what it's called, but it's not really canvas, but it's a heavily woven whatever. So, and then this is all the stuff that was on my desk. I just glued it in randomly and made random marks on it. And it's a lot. It's kind of overwhelming when you look at it. But we like it. We like it. And then this is where I'm going. This resonates with me so much. This is really overwhelming, and I would not recommend you use it like this. I stuck it in here because I wanted to keep it all in one place because it's the first time I have done anything like this. But I would not use these like this. There's no place for the eye to rest, so it's way too busy. But I wanted to keep them all because I really liked them and it was a good experience. And I want to keep them. This is held in with a brad, and the back of the brad's right there. My favorite one is this one right here. These are actually the same, from the same paper, these two. I really like them, and then I really like these boxes right here too. So, and that's the end of this one. And these are some pages that I did at the same time. So, believe it or not, this is a smush of this. So, it goes like this. Smush like that. And I really like it. It was fun. It's ink. It's actually private reserve black ink, which is not water safe at all. It is extremely water soluble and it gets all over your hands. I won't use it for this again. And acrylic paint. So that's what that is. And I like this one. This one's my favorite. So, and then that's the other side with just some big bold marks. I like that as well. And then this one down here, I was just painting with the ink. And yeah, I did put clear gesso on the paper so that it wouldn't bleed through, and that did work pretty well. So recommend that. But that is, this is halfway through. And yeah, so when I'm doing art, I feel more grounded, and that's what I need. I don't need another planner. I need to feel grounded. And I didn't used to really understand what being grounded meant, you know, because it seems like uh, a term that people use. I don't know, just, oh, you need to be grounded, but they don't really like explain grounded. Like, you mean connected to the ground, or do you mean holding on to who you are and being able to navigate the world in integrity and having an anchor so that you can basically not depart from who you are, and being able to navigate in a path that honors both God and the life that you want to live. Like, is that what grounded means? And I believe the latter is more important than the former, because you can buy grounding shoes and walk on the ground, and that's also grounding, but this is not the same thing. I just want my soul to be anchored, and I don't want to have all of these thoughts constantly bombarding me. And so I thought I'm going to make something I can take with me. And so let me show you what I have here. I'm going to put this in a safe place. But first I want to decide what size I want to make it, because I want to be able to take it with me. Now I'm going to you guys get ready. I'm going to show you something, and I don't want, like, I don't know where it went. Oh, there they are. Okay. I want to show you something, but I'm always hesitant to show you these things because this is not something I want to necessarily offer as a service. It's just something that I had an idea for, and I thought I would do it to one of my personal notebooks, and I really, really like it, but I don't know that this is something that I would necessarily offer as a product. So I hesitate. I always hesitate. Should I show this, or should I just keep it to myself? And I'm trying to, what the whole point of this is to show you as that you don't have to have it all together in order to have a life that you can be proud of. Okay. And sometimes having it together really is a misnomer. But anyway, so I have this, which is a number 8. It's an extra wide. I love this. I've had it for several years. It started out super, super pale. And so I have this that I could use. I also have this Moreland Darcy A5. It has the heritage pockets. I've had this for a long time too, but I don't use it a lot because I'm not normally into black, but I still love it. I also have this little Emma, and it's a B6 size, And these are one of those beads from Wild Wind, I think it's called, on Etsy. Um, she does these hand painted beads, and I absolutely love them. I'm inspired by them, and you might see something like that, but not hand painted. I don't want to do hand painting um, in the future for me. So and then this, okay, so this, now we're getting into the territory of what I didn't really want to show you, because I don't want you to like think that this is going to be a product that you can get, but it's definitely something that you can DIY yourself. So I have this notebook, which you've seen. You saw it like in the last video. And I added brass because I am obsessed with brass stationery products, desktop stuff. So I added these brass corners. I added the elastic protector, and I added a uh, nameplate, uh, document plate. I don't know what to call that. But I need to rivet it on because it's just being held in place by brads and it moves, and I don't really like that. And then my grandmother was born in 1929, so that's fun. I just happen to have that stamp. And then here's the other thing that I had an idea for. It's a bit much. Okay, do you hear it? Yeah, it's a bit much, but I'm in love with it. And this is a blackberry trifold, and I added this lock to it, and it has an actual lock that you can get, the kind that swivel and hold it shut, but it came with a lock, so I'm using a lock. And then so I don't lose the key, okay, because nobody's gonna read this. But you just have the key here on the chain that looks like a charm, and then it will open, and then you can get into it and do your work, and it is riveted on both sides. So I have these. I don't know which one I want to use. I think because I want it to be portable, I want it to come with me. And like in this one, I have been taking it with me, and I have been out of this one here, I have notes in there from a while ago. I've been drawing, and I've been enjoying this very, very much. And mark making is fun. It's like a basket weave, and I've been enjoying this. And I can take these out of here. I can just rip them out and use them in my art journal for things. Yeah. So I really enjoy this. It calms me. It's like Zentangle, but less structured, I guess. So I love flowers. I love doing anything with flowers and leaves. And oh, this is some really yummy paper that I picked up at a thrift store. They had 5 reams of it, and I only took 4 because they were, I don't know, I didn't want to be greedy. And now I kind of want to go back and get the 5th one because the paper is so nice. But I'm going to use it for bookbinding. This was just one of the sheets I took out to try and figure out what it is, and it's super nice. But this is the kind of stuff that I've been doing to relieve stress, and I'll do it anywhere. It doesn't matter. And this is the pen that I like to use. It's a Bic Crystal 1.6, but I have other pens that I like to use. This blue one here is just a regular blue pen, ballpoint pen. I love the ballpoint pens. So this is nice because I can take it with me everywhere. It's pretty thin, and it's the starter kit, in case you're wondering, except the starter kit doesn't have all the brass stuff on it, and I love them. You can see mine's getting well used, and I don't know. Okay, so this is definitely a contender. I don't think I want to use that because I have to take that with, I don't know. I don't think I want to use that. I'm not going to use, I kind of like this. The size is great. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to use these ones because they're too big and I can't take them with, but I really like the idea of having all that neutral paper and stuff inside, and then the black cover as contrast. I really, really like that idea. And I mean, I can take it with me. but I don't, well, but then I love this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna use this one. So what I'm gonna do, okay, if you're still with me, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create a little journal that I can sketch in, that I can do art in, and also I want something that's gonna hold like little bits and pieces and stuff that I can use for doing the art journaling part of it. Uh, there will be no words in here except maybe the random quote or something, but I'm not going to use, this is going to be an art journal. There, that's what it's going to be. And this is the base of it, okay? I wanted to use these vintage papers. I have a whole pack of vintage papers here, so I'm going to use them. I've been saving them for I don't know what. I don't know, but I'm going to use these. And then I also have some packing paper. So I have a bunch of it. This is just a little. I have some hammer mill paper that I got for this. It was like 75% off, so it was like $1 for cream colored hammer mill letterhead and resume paper. And I like to find these things thrifting because they're so much less expensive. And for what I'm using it for, it doesn't need to be, you know, something that I can buy over and over again. And then I also have some tissue paper that I want to use, and I have these here, which these neutral tones are the ones I want. I don't want the pink, although I don't know, maybe I might use the pink, but I want the neutral tones. And let's see, anything else? I think this is it. Okay, so that's the next part. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to make these, and I'll show you how I make them and how I'm going to use them. This is no sew, no glue, no hard, nothing hard, okay? Just super easy. Anybody can do this. I recommend that you do if you're into this kind of thing. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. All right. So the first one that I'm going to make is going to be for, I want it to be for sketching. And I want to use papers that will go well, like if I collage with them. This should be pretty good. I don't want to cut things down if I don't have to, but I may have to cut this down a little bit, and that's not a problem because I do have a paper cutter available, but I'm going to use this as my guide for the size that I want. And so I want some packaging. And I like these neutral tones. I do plan to use like black ink on them. And I think it's going to be really pretty. I've really been inspired by, if you want to know who I'm inspired by right now, I'm really inspired by Jeanne Oliver. I think her art and the way that she puts everything together is just beautiful. And so I will emulate her until I find my own way. And I'm not selling anything. This is the way artists become who they are. Yeah, if you don't know who Jeanne Oliver is, you should definitely go check her out if any of this kind of stuff interests you. She does a lot of like mark making, and she curates a whole vibe that I'm just super vibing with right now. So I want to do that for myself, and I want to do that in my way. She makes this plaster of Paris notebook that I'm dying to make. Oh my goodness, cannot wait to make that. So go and check her out. She's on YouTube. And I'm just gonna, oops, wrong. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's these two, and I'm just going to fold them like that. And then I'll have a bunch of things to use. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. Oh, I could have folded it out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then I have more of this, so let's just do it. Doesn't matter if they're the same height. Some can be shorter, some can be longer. As long as they fit inside the cover, then it'll be fine. So this is just going to be for sketching on, not for really anything else. I do like drawing on this kind of stuff, especially with like a ballpoint pen. Something about the way the pen just rolls on the paper just feels really nice to me. Oh, I folded that in the wrong place. Okay, try again. It's okay. And these vintage papers that I have, I got from Paper Outpost on Etsy. She also has a YouTube channel, and you can go check her out as well. She has a totally different aesthetic than Jeanne Oliver, and that's okay. We're all different. It's not a problem. We all get inspired by each other too, so it's nice. But yeah, so I'm just folding these. That's it. And I want a variety of paper. I really don't even care what order they're in, because I'm not going to glue them together. I'm not going to sew them together. I'm not even going to staple them together. They're going to be just under the elastic, living their best life, and that's it. So I am going to have to cut these down, so that's okay. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then I want to add a couple of tissue papers. Let's find the middle. There we go. And then add this one here. And you're like, what a mess. And it kind of is a mess, but it's going to work. You'll see. All right, and then so that's the tissue paper that I wanted. I'll save the rest of this for another day, another time. And then I have a little bit more of this brown paper. And I'm not worried about cutting it apart at this time, because I'm going to trim it all down anyway, so it's fine. Okay, and then that ended up almost exactly the right thing anyway, so we're good. All right, so I'm going to go and trim this down, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. So unfortunately you don't get to come with me, but you will see. So I will be right back. All right, so that went pretty well. I just chopped the top and bottom. It's 8 1/4 inches tall, and that should fit in here very well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find the middle. And then I'm just going to slide it underneath this first elastic. And just like that, I have my first little insert. So I've got all this paper that I can draw and sketch on, and it's just in here. I can take it out. I can put new stuff in, and it's just in here like that, which is great. And this is not a problem. I will use a letter opener or something and just kind of rip that apart. Not a problem. So this is going to be so much fun. This is going to be so much fun. I am really looking forward to this. Okay, and so I'm not putting a cover on it. It's just loose like this. The elastic's going to hold it just fine. I'm not worried about it at all. And I need to condition this notebook. Looking a little crusty there, girl. All right, so the next one. Oh, I forgot to add some of this paper in there. Let me do that real quick. Oh, I'll do it later. That I haven't opened that yet, and it's stuck. Okay, there is. There we go. I'm excited to use these. I'm also like nervous to use them because they're precious to me. You know, like this is a letter from 1939, and I don't want to, I don't know. I want to honor it, but I also want to use it. So, you know, and this is a postcard, 1927. I'm pulling out all the stuff that I know I like and I want to use. This one. Okay. So now all I'm going to do is just fold it in half. I'm going to just fold oh. Okay. Don't fail me. So, I love coffee dyed paper. I'm pretty sure Pam from Outpost, I'm pretty sure she did the coffee dyeing herself. So, like that a lot. And this feels like coffee dyed drawing paper. But you can see how even the coffee dye looks more authentic than if you ink the edges. Now, I'm sorry if I'm beating a dead horse because I'm going to add this actually to the other insert because I'd like to draw on this. I think that would be really cool. So I'm going to add that to the other one. But anyway, I'm sorry if I'm beating a dead horse. It's just, I just don't want to, it's not for me, but I do appreciate that other people do it and they like it, and I think that's great, and they should continue to do it, and they should continue to do what they like to do, because that's the whole point of this, is you're doing what you like, and that's really all that matters. And that's gonna be for like a fill-in. This doesn't fold, so we'll stick that in here. I like the layered look. This is nice. So this is not going to be a junk journal, believe it or not. Even though it's starting out like a junk journal, that's not where it's going to end up. And yeah. So these are actual typeface. I don't know. Yeah, that's a typeface. So very cool. I like how graphic it is. And I always like a nice font anyway. Probably won't put that one there. I like these little see-through tissues, like onion skin. That's what that looks like to me. And then an envelope, which if I can take it apart. Yeah, I don't want to risk it. So I'll use it a different way. I'm only going to use one of these. I don't want that one. I don't want that one either. I want to copy these so that I have them to print and use over and over and over again. So I'm not going to use any of these. I might use the blank one. Yeah. I think I'm gonna copy these before I use them. So those are out for now. Okay, so this is going to be, and that has color on it, so I don't want to use that. All right, so this is going to be my, let me see here. I'll just put it on here, it's fine. I'll be able to rearrange this however I want later. Okay, and then I'm probably going to have to trim this down, which I might just do with a pair of scissors. And I think I have them over here underneath all my stuff, of course. Oh, nope, don't fall, don't fall. Okay. Quick hands, quick hands. Okay. So I like all the layers, and I just need to see how it's going to fit. All right, so I need to chop off a good 3/4 of an inch. All right, let's see if I can do this without going down to the cutter. Well, I mean, it's okay. There we go. All right, so this one I'm going to put over here. Alright, so now I have my drawing paper, and then I have my art background paper that I'm going to use for that. And that's a lot of fun. And then the last thing that I need is like a little folder that I can put all of this kind of stuff in so that I can add it later. And I will make that later. For now, I'm just going to stick this. Can't forget my money. I might be rich. I have no idea. I don't even know if it's real. It feels real. And it certainly looks real when you hold it up to the light. But I don't know. So I'm gonna stick these in here. And I'm gonna put these up here because they're kind of small and I don't want to lose them. These look like the stamps that you would get when the grocery stores used to do that, and you could get like pots and pans and dishes and stuff. I don't know if y'all remember that. And then I wanted to add some of this to there we go. All right. So that is it. So now when I have this, it has plenty of room to grow. Okay, it's very nice and thin. I think this is going to be pretty portable for what I want. I don't like this sticking out though, so this has to get folded in a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Yeah, and I will be able to carry this around with me. I will be able to just whip this out, do a drawing. I'm looking for my notebook that I had a drawing in. I have moved them. Oh, it's over there. Anyway, I'll be able to do a drawing, whatever, and then I can come in here and I can do mark making and just have a jolly good time and let my brain just relax and not think about life right now and not have to like put into words what only art can express. I know when I had my miscarriage, art is what pulled me out of that deep hole I was falling into. And I feel like this is going to do the same thing. Okay, bye.